Hello guys, good evening, welcome to my channel. So today I am with a new video with respect to SBIPO preliminary examination analysis. So today my examination was at 1 p.m. shift. That is, this is the first shift for SBIPO because morning there was FCI AG1 examinations. So this was the first shift, and I'll give a brief explanation about how was the paper and what was the difficulty level, so it can be useful for the other shifts from tomorrow for because the examination is for another 3 days. Okay, so as compared to previous year, that is 2021, so yeah, 21, the 2022 paper is easy. Okay, so the easy paper was present in my shift, and I guess the same level was also present in the next shift also, or else it would be a bit harder. That's it, there won't be any much difference. So I'll directly get into the my attempts. So English, so it was easy to moderate. I felt this is easy, but most of them were like easy to moderate because the questions were a bit tricky for many of them. For those who I spoke, they were like the passage was easy, but the questions was a bit tricky. But there was also several of my friends who told the overall thing was easy. So my attempts in English was 30 on 30. So as when I got to know that English was easy in the examination paper, I was pretty sure that the quants or the reasoning will be a bit higher in difficulty level. So the similar thing happened, and in quantity aptitude I was able to attempt only 16 on 35 because there were three DIs, that is one DI on line graph. This was doable, and the second DI on something like box population and all, but and two statements were also given. So these DI will appear in mains level. So it doesn't mean that the whole DI was difficult, but these kind of statements and all, these type usually comes in the mains level, but they had given the prelims with simple numbers. But I was unable to do this, and I skipped this. And third day was one Venn diagram, so I was pretty not confident on this also, so I left them. And the simplification was 5, quadratic equation was 5. There was no number series in my batch, and the arithmetic, even though arithmetic was not so simple, it was doable. It would have taken a bit extra time, that's it. Okay, and reasoning, so according to me it was moderate, and this was the place where I did a blunder. So this was the place where I could gained more marks as compared to others, but because of some kind of blunder I made in the examination hall, I was my attempts was reduced to 21 on 35, but these attempts could have been increased to 31. But some of the mistakes I did, it was unable to do, and it was unable to for me to increase the marks. So I'll tell you what mistakes I made. So 5 inequalities, this was done. 2 puzzles, this was done. Chinese decoding, this was also done. Then I was left out with 2 puzzles after doing all the single items, and I left the blood relation. I felt it was difficult, so I left it. And in the 2 puzzles there was one designation based with pencils, number of pencil. The clues were a bit tricky, but it was seriously doable. So I took two possibilities and I did almost all the calculations, and I was almost at the end of the puzzle. But after looking one of the question, I felt this possibility was eliminated, but I was not sure about this because while putting on the clue, I felt that this can be wrong. So after looking the one question, I felt this was wrong, and I eliminated the whole puzzle and I skipped this puzzle itself. Okay, but after coming out of the exam, I got to know that this was the right possibility for this puzzle. So I lost 5 marks here, and also the time. And there was one more thing, like 4 members were sitting with different places. So this was one of the easiest puzzle, and I had practiced so much of them, but today I was unable to because I got confused with the directions, and with the stress that we will have, the pressure that we have in the examination hall. I took the direction as north and south as wrong, and unfortunately I lost this puzzle also. So I lost 10 puzzles, 10 questions with 2 puzzles, and I also lost the time here. If I had time, I could have done this because this it was doable, but still, as I said, the clue was tricky. This was the main part. The clues were tricky, hence for the further you know batches, please have this in mind. The clues will be tricky, but if you do calmly and coolly, then you can solve it. And the attendance was less. There were so many absentees. I don't know why, because they have the notion that SBIPO will be difficult, but as compared to previous year, this year's was easy. And see, I'll just tell you a statistics. Last time 2000 vacancies were there. This time around 1680, I guess. Okay, so for unreserved category last time it was 63.5. Okay, with difficult paper, difficult in the sense as compared to this year. Okay, so now this time what else, what can be the cutoff? So it is, any person can tell the cutoff will go high because the paper was moderate as compared to the previous year. So I am, this is my expectations only, so I'm expecting it around 68 to 70. Okay, so because there is a decrease in the vacancy and increase in the easy level, so the cutoffs will go high, that's for sure. By how much extent we have to wait for that, so I'm expecting 68 to 70 because with such a lot of competition in the government job cycle each and every year, I'm expecting this 68 to 70. This is just my assumption. Okay, if there can be any differences in this also. My total attempts were 67. I know this is not enough, and it is difficult to clear, but let us see, let us wait for the results. Okay, so this was the quick review, guys. That's all for today. Thank you.